The perennial problem of the border issue between Nepal and India has flared up yet again as the Indian side has started diverting the Mahakali River's course by constructing an embankment. 4 Nepali nationals, including a minor, were also injured as people from both the sides were involved in the pelting of stones on Sunday. Even as the Indian hegemony continues, the local residents in the region are dismayed by the lack of diplomatic initiation from Nepal to address the issue. Good morning, I'm Abheudaya Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. The government's weak diplomacy comes to the fore once again as India constructs embankment to divert the course of the Mahakali River without Nepal's consent. Parties and leaders in the race for premiership and bigger share in the government failed to prioritize the role of the finance ministry amid the reeling national economy. These 4 people killed in the southern Ukrainian region of Zaporizhzhia as missiles crashed into residential buildings in Russia's 8th wave of missile attacks in the past 2 months. And Brazil stormed into the quarterfinals of FIFA World Cup with a 4-1 demolition of South Korea. Croatia also booked a place in the last 8, edging past Japan 3-1 in a penalty shootout. The perennial problem of the border issue between Nepal and India has surfaced once again as the Indian side began diverting the Mahakali River's course by constructing an embankment without the consent of the Nepal government. A 13-year-old minor was injured along with 3 others in the region during a scuffle while protesting India's construction of the embankment. It may be recalled that just around a month ago, a minor had died after being hit by a stone that ricocheted off at the site where the Indian side had carried out explosions to construct a road without the permission of the Nepal government. A year and a half ago, Jai Singh Dhami had died after falling into the Mahakali River when an Indian security personnel dismantled the wire bridge locally called Twin. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs sent a diplomatic note to the Indian government following the incident. However, both the sides have yet to take any initiative. Locals in Darchula have been disheartened at the lack of initiatives from the federal government. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question. What should be done to resolve continuous disputes observed at the border region? Your options are A, diplomatic initiative, B, high-level political dialogue, and C, managed border. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Mainstream parties are all busy seeking for a new government equation and top brass leaders with the race for the position of Prime Minister. However, as the country still struggles to recover from an economic crisis triggered by the COVID pandemic, the Russia-Ukraine war, the role of the finance minister is going to be pivotal for the country's economy in the forthcoming days. The country is currently reeling under a shortage of investable funds as banks aggressively increased the interest rates. The central bank, in a bid to control rising inflation, has also taken a policy to raise the interest rates. This has led to considerable backlashing from the business fraternity and has been discouraged and agitated. The demand for goods in the market has slumped while the government's current expenses have exceeded revenue by 22 billion rupees. Cement industries have slashed their production by up to 70%, while the demand for daily consumables have gone down by 18%, which shows the decreasing purchasing power of the consumers. The country's balance of payment, foreign currency reserves, and remittances have shown a hint of improvement in recent time. However, experts opine economic woes are still plenty. The central bank has claimed of an inflation of 8.5%, while the private sector says it is well past 10%. The real estate sector has gone down by 48% and the capital market by 40%. Given the domestic scenario and the World Bank's prediction of a global recession in 2023, the role of the next finance minister will be to bridge the gaps between politics, administration, and planning. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in several provinces how do they find the current business environment. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
केही कारोबार गरौँ भने पनि अब बैंकले पनि साथ दिएको अवस्था छैन हैन लोनहरु पनि दिएको छैन
अहिले व्यापार 4 महिना अगाडि त व्यापारै थिएन अब कराउना हटेपछि व्यापार अहिले त राम्रो छ
साना ठुला सबै व्यवसायलाई धेरै मर्का भइरहेछ
भनेजस्तो व्यवसाय चलिरहेको छैन हामी यस्तो भाडा बस्ने मान्छेलाई त्यसरी गाह्रो भएको छ
हामीले व्यवसाय गर्न सुरु गरेपछि सबैभन्दा डरलाग्दो अवस्था नै अहिले नै हो
बैंकको ब्याज तिर्न नसकेर अहिले उद्योगीहरूलाई चाहिँ धेरै मार परिरहेको छ
व्यापार व्यवसायमा चाहिँ सबैभन्दा बैंकको चरको ब्याजले गर्दा असहज भइरहेछ हामीलाई
The meeting of the ruling coalition parties has decided to form the new government under its leadership. The meeting held at the official residence of the Prime Minister in Balwatar yesterday decided to give continuity to the five-party coalition, which includes Nepali Congress, CPN Maoist Center, CPN Unified Socialist, Loktantrik Samajwadi Party and Rashtriya Janamorcha. Yesterday's first meeting of the ruling coalition parties since the election assessed the results of the November 20 parliamentary and provincial elections and concluded that the results were below expectation. The meeting also discussed the events that took place at Darchula's Mahakali region. The top brass leaders of Nepali Congress, CPN Maoist Center, CPN Unified Socialist and Rashtriya Janamorcha were present at the meeting. However, leaders of the other coalition partner, Loktantrik Samajwadi Party, did not participate in yesterday's meeting. At a time when efforts are underway for the formation of the new government, discussions are going on regarding who will lead the next government. The leading party of the ruling alliance, Nepali Congress, is claiming to lead the government for a full term of 5 years, while another party of the coalition, CPN Maoist Center, has been insisting on leading the government for a half term. Nepali Congress is looking for the support of the coalition partners and some new parties to form the new government. Nepali Congress is claiming it should lead the next government as it has bagged the most number of seats in the recent elections. Chairperson Pushpakamal Dahal of CPN Maoist Center, which is considered a decisive force in forming the new government, is looking to at least secure the position of Prime Minister for a half term. Although being a part of the ruling coalition, CPN Maoist Center has yet to openly side with any of the two big parties, keeping all its options open. If Dahal doesn't land the premiership position, he is eyeing for the post of president. As Nepali Congress and CPN Maoist Center are claiming the posts of the Prime Minister and President, the post of the Speaker could land in CPN Unified Socialist's share. The post of the Vice President, Deputy Speaker, Province Chief and the Chairperson of the National Assembly will also be vacant in a year's time. These positions could be in the share of the small parties. Although there have been discussions on power sharing and seeking alternatives, it is unlikely that the coalition will fall apart. However, it will not be easy for the ruling coalition to come up with the required numbers to form the new government. If the parties are not convinced on power sharing, the political equation in forming the new government could also fall apart. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.